participation in this. If you need to write any question, if you need to interrupt at any time, you guys are more than welcome. Firstly, good evening, everyone, as I said, and I'd like to thank Dr. Rima for arranging this meeting. Dr. Rima was an amazing rotator that we had in our neurology rotation. Big thanks to her, with Dr. Malik as well. Today's topic is really simple topic. We're just going to talk about the CV and the CV points and why are they important. Please, if you have any question or you feel any confusion, don't hesitate to ask at any given point. I am Rahma Abdelhadi Al-Anzi. I'm neurology resident, as Dr. Rima said, a neurology residency program in National Guard Hospital. I'm also a health leader enrolled in health leader development program in Health Leader Academy that is also supervised by Health Commission. So today we have two things, or let's say two main points we're going to talk about. The first one is the personal CV, and the second one is the Health Commission CV. They are two different versions of those that you need to know and you need to understand. First of all, I need to know, is everybody here at the same level ولا مختلف؟ يعني في interns في سنة سادسة خامسة ولا الكل نفس الليفل؟
لا، في اختلاف، مو كلنا نفس الليفل.
اوكي بيرفكت. بس كلكم ما شاء الله يعني سينيور يير صح؟ متقدمين بالجامعة.
لا، مو كلنا، في سنة سادسة وفي في سينيورز وفي أقل.
ممتاز. You guys, we're literally the same, so يعني don't feel threatened by this presentation or threatened by the CV points or whatever. احنا يعني اللي في المستشفى like we know 2 to 3 informations more than you guys. Let's start with the simple objectives that I need you to understand. هو دائما وأبدا خير الكلام ما قل ودل. So anything you need to understand very well in this presentation. It's not to memorize, but to understand what is required of you. So we have objectives, mainly the definition of CV or curriculum vitae, and the importance of curriculum vitae and the components that you need to understand, and it will help you later on in your career. And then after that, what is the recent and most updated version of curriculum vitae in Saudi Health Commission? And if you have any questions, I'm more than glad to answer them and to help you out. So does any one of you know what is the definition of curriculum vitae? I'm opening the slide so I cannot see your names, but I need your participation in this. Anyone have any idea what is the definition of CV? يلا come on guys, any participation is fine. ريما ملك موجودة؟
لا، ملك صناعي.
Hello.
طيب ما هي مشكلة. Yes, تفضل.
It sounds like السيرة الذاتية يعني literally in English or in Greek or Spanish.
Yes. Perfect, yeah. Anyone else wants to add anything? All right, so the definition of curriculum vitae is basically, it's a Latin word for the course of one's life. It means what have you done in your life career-wise. So when you come to interviews or if you want to apply for jobs or let's say positions or anywhere that you want to work or you want to have your expertise in the field to help you out, you need to give an introduction about yourself. Basically, CV is exactly that way. But in career, you need accomplishments, you need achievements, right? To talk about you instead of you talking about yourself. So it's basically as simple as that. It's just your course of life in terms of career-wise. It's a short account of one's career's qualifications prepared typically by an applicant for a position. It means that it's your job to fill out your CV and to work for it. Okay? So what is the importance of curriculum vitae? Anyone can answer. There is no wrong or right answers in this. Anyone can answer. This is a brainstorming more than just giving lecture or giving points to you guys. Anyone knows the importance? Why now I want to employ you guys, okay? الآن أنتم تخرجتم من سنة سادسة وبإذن الله you will pass the internship year and you want to apply for hospitals. Why do I want to accept this doctor and not that doctor?
Maybe doctor because like he participated in events that may be related to the position that
okay,
he's applied in.
Right?
like it show experience, for example.
exactly. ايش اسمك دكتور؟
اسمي
اي اسمك
محمد العنزي.
محمد. excellent يا محمد، ممتاز، صح عليك. basically it shows your interest. That's one. That's your point يا محمد، صح. Importance of curriculum vitae is to show your interest in the field that you are about to participate or about to practice in. صح. محمد قال to show your interest. What else?
Basically to promote yourself, achievements and so on.
Exactly. بالضبط. يعني the doctor gave a bit of wider term and she said how to promote for yourself, and this is very smart description, is how to smart uh, promoting, is how to promote yourself in a very clever way. What else? طبعا promoting is your achievements more than anything else. ايش كمان غيرها promoting مثل ما قال دكتور محمد. Exactly, yes. Qualifications, yeah. Qualifications. You need your qualifications to talk about you. Sometimes some companies in the developed world are no longer doing interviews, especially after the pandemic, are only relying on online management, or let's say online interviewing, which is basically through writing or through CVs. What else? Yalla, come on, guys.
Show what you bring to the table, maybe.
Yes, exactly. Show what you bring to the table. It shows the companies, the hospitals, the markets, or whatever field that you want to participate in. What are you going to bring to them? What are you going to add to them? How are you going to improve the cycle of labor? What else? كلها نقاط كويسة ما شاء الله عليكم. What else do you want to add? How about how serious you are as an employee? Can your CV show that? So basically, it's about a summation of all the points that you already have said. One, it shows how serious you are about the position that you are applying to. Two, it shows your achievements, your accomplishments, your positions in life, your qualifications, your awards, your interests, a lot of things that show about yourself without talking about it. So basically, all of these answers are correct, and you need to work on it, inshallah, in the future or very, very soon. Actually, working on your CV should be as early as possible, and I'm going to tell you why. So basically, we have components of curriculum vitae beside the importance of it. We have the identification, and by identification, this is the first thing that you want. طبعا هذه الcomponents, guys, it's for the personal CV. The Health Commission CV, I'm going to bring it on later on, inshallah. The components of curriculum vitae, اللي هي the thing that you need to be aware of before applying to the interviews. لأن أنتم إن شاء الله بتمرون على مرحلتين, two process of applying to the Health Commission. First one is the matching hospitals, or sorry, matching specialties, and then phase two is matching the hospitals. And between these two, you need to promote for yourself. So your CV must have components that are talking about you without you promoting yourself. One is identifications. Identification is basically the personal information about yourself. Your name, your email address, your LinkedIn account if you have one, which I advise all of you to get one, your personal email, your phone number, and every social media account that you can or you want to have. Okay, that's one. Education and qualifications. What do you want to put on your educations or qualifications, guys? Yeah, come on, guys. What do you want to put in your qualifications and educations? Come on, guys. Education. What do you want to put on your education?
Yes, doctor. Like your certificate, for example, college certificate, your specialty that you graduated from, and your GPA.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. So your education is about what are the certificates that you have in hands, or what are the degrees that you have in hands. Like, for example, if you if you have a bachelor degree in medicine, you need to put that in your education. However, هل أنت على طول حصلت على bachelor degree, or you have elementary school, high school, and then university? So you need to apply all of that in your CV, which is more professional way to start with. And then apply the qualifications that you got. For example, you have your high school diploma or degree, and then you have your bachelor degree from university كذا كذا. And then after that, you can have your report, inshallah, and whatever qualifications that you have. Beside those, يعني ممكن في ناس عندهم ما شاء الله diploma, في ناس عندهم master's degrees, they can add on in these categories, okay? After that, you have community service. Community service is basically what did you provide your society with؟ اللي هي باختصار شديد إيش الحملات اللي أنت عملتها، campaigns. How did you help your society in health promoting؟ تمام؟ عندك الحملات، عندك workshops that you arranged or you participated in، عندك lectures، المحاضرات، كلها تقدر تحطها في خانة community service. And then after that we have courses attended, and we always prefer that the courses or the workshop that you work on are in your field of interest. يعني بالمستقبل مثلا إن شاء الله خلينا نقول واحد عنده interest in neurology like me. You guys are awesome, by the way. If you have a neurology interest, okay, you need to attend courses that have a neurology interest, like let's say EEG, subarachnoid hemorrhage, MS, cognitive field, a lot of things that you need to add to your CV regarding that. And your community service should be directed to the person, or let's say to the people or the society slice that you want to target in your field of interest. خلينا نقول, like if I want to apply for a neurology department, I want to help patient مثلا اللي عندهم MS or patient with dementia. Okay, this is very important for you guys. إن شاء الله راح تستفيدون منها بعدين when you remember my words. لأنه هذه الأشياء you need to start working on it very early in your life. رابع خامس, whenever you got the chance to add to your CV, add to your CV. And then after that you have the research projects. And this is a really, really good point to mention. Research projects, I'm guessing إنه كان a big of dilemma in our days. أنا كان الacceptance حقي سنة 2018 بين 19. the dilemma with it is that the research black markets ازداد بشكل خيالي. I think you already know that as a student. إنه عندكم group WhatsApps or let's say projects, researches that they ask you not to work on it, but you have to pay money with it. And this is extremely unprofessional, and it's considered as a plagiarism, okay? So research project, one has to be authentic, has to be something that you actually worked on, something you helped on with. And it is fine, it's fine guys if you don't have any research project. That's totally fine. If you helped with one research project, that's totally fine. It's okay if you helped with collecting data, that is absolutely fine, as long as you actually did it. So the research projects are actually a bit of tough points, especially in interviews. The research projects are so easy to be written in the CV, but it's actually more difficult in your interviews because they're going to ask about a lot of things. Data analysis, your sample, your everything. So I think being authentic with your project and being ethical and being moral with it is the most important one that you need to keep in mind. And after that, your awards and certifications. Those who worked hard, who have a specific of certifications or specific of awards, this is your great opportunity and chance to put them on your CV. And then after that, interests. Can anyone have any example for interests you have in your CV? Come on, guys. Anyone is interested about anything? Give me examples of your CV. Yalla, come on, guys. Can anybody of you give me any interest he likes outside of the medical field?
موفيز.
Perfect. Movies. حلو. إيش تتابع الموفيز؟
شفت باتمان آخر شيء.
Batman. Okay, overrated, but fine. Okay, any other movie you watched?
In Time.
In Time. I didn't watch that one. Okay, did you watch Interstellar?
Yes.
Okay, good. Did you like Interstellar?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. You can put that in your CV. That's a great idea to begin with. So you can put anything in interest that you like. If you like movies, you can put movies. Actually, interest field is a bit of tricky category because they say professional CVs should not include interests. However, some companies actually argue against that because if you put your interest, it shows how human and how outgoing and how fun you can be as an employee. يعني ما تكون as a robot, and it shows that you actually have interest outside of your medical field. If you like movies, put that. This is your symbols, right? عادي جدا أبسط حقوقك تحب الموvies. Some likes horse riding, some likes I don't know, car cruising, some likes art, enjoy art, traveling, reading, a lot of interests. Can anyone of you give me any other interest idea?
Yes, doctor. Just a question.
Yes.
Interest is the same as hobbies.
Yes. Interests, same as hobbies, yes.
Someone wrote in the chat box like reading, another example.
Exactly. Yeah. Reading is a really, really great hobby. It's really great interest and great hobby and bring back to you a great benefit. Reading. So if you master reading, this is literally everything you need in your career. حتى خارج الكارير, even if you have a reading as a hobby outside of your career, you will build a lot of personality, skills, personality traits that you need in your life. What else interest you want? Interest طبعا, by the way guys, these are like خلينا نقول solid factors أنا جبتها لكم عشان تستفيدون منها, بس عادي أنتم تقدرون تغيرون اللي أنتم تبغونه. يعني identifications you can change it to personal informations, and education qualifications you can change it to خلينا نقول course of education or line of education in your life. Community service you can change it to whatever you like, whatever community service that you did you can change the name of the category. But this is خلينا نقول ثوابت أو قواعد that you need to master or you need to add to your CV. So and basically the last thing that you need to add to your CV, and there's a reason why it's in the last of CV. لأنه letter of recommendations is the promoting, هي الدعاية, هي الكوميرشال تبعك. You need to put it at the end of your CV. Letter of recommendations or خلينا نقول personal recommendations or personal um, uh, personal phone calls اللي هي عبارة عن personal recommendations اللي مختلفة شوي عن letter of recommendations because this is written and this is actually a live recommendation. هذه إن شاء الله بس تكونون بالinternship try to gain as much as personal recommendations as you want. Letter of recommendations is recommendations letter in the field of interest اللي انتوا تبغوه written, meaning إنه أنتوا إذا جيتوا اشتغلتوا مع consultant خلينا نقول for 1 month in pediatrics, okay? At the end of this month, you need, of course, you need to work hard, you need to maintain your attitude, you need to maintain how serious you are in this job position, you need to promote for yourself. Of course, ما هو بس عشان recommendations, no, because this is actually the right thing to do. And after that, you can ask the consultant for recommendations and they can write you a written recommendation. Better than that and stronger than that, what is called a live or personal recommendation. A personal recommendation هي مختلفة عن written, كونها إنه الشخص هذا يرجع لك يرجعون لهذا الشخص in case of need. يعني هو عبارة عن live reference. مثلا أنا أحط بالسي في تبعي إنه عندي الدكتور الفلاني خلينا نقول دكتورة ريما بإذن الله in the future she would be a very great physician والناس يرجعوا لها. أنا اشتغلت مع دكتورة ريما. If you want to phone her, this is her phone number and this is her email. They will contact her in case of need لأن هذه تكون live reference إن شاء الله. تمام؟ So احنا we're done with the personal CV وتقريبا خلاص احنا we're concluding the end of our presentation. personal CV, this is you, guys for your own benefit and for your own personal information. يعني احنا the main point of today's presentation هي slide واحدة, but I included that لأنها it would help you in the interviews إن شاء الله. And I'm pretty sure you guys will be very very amazing. يعني ما شاء الله تبارك الله احنا we work with you as residents والsamples اللي تيجي من الجامعة are very great, very smart people, probably ahead of their time, ahead of us in a million years. So don't worry about the CVs, don't worry about the interviews, don't worry about the matching. Everything will work out, inshallah, if you work hard for it. So الحين خلينا نشوف إيش الريسنت والموست updated version of CV اللي يبغونها الهيئة التخصصات الصحية. سم.
May I ask a question about the
Definitely.
the recommendation, not recommendation, sorry, the
Definitely.
lectures or the courses or the voluntary work and research. I want like a specific. Where do I find like the specific field that I want?
تبغى specific field.
Yeah. Like I want to go to the ER. I'm planning on it, but like
حلو.
where do I find like people who want to do research or voluntary work, or how do I initiate it if I don't find
ممتاز.
people?
Great question. هذه الأمور كلها تصير by colliding بالتصادم معاهم، والتصادم معاهم يبدأ عندكم بالclinical years. يعني مثلا يس إذا كنت أنت في سنة رابعة 5 6 تمام يا دكتور، في سنة رابعة try to put your rotations اللي أنت تختارها سواء electively ولا outside of elective in that rotation that you're interested in. في عندكم summer training. By the way, summer training has a magical effect على consultant. It's just a very weird phenomena. Once the person have a summer training, it immediately show how serious he is about his life. تمام؟ أنا ما أشجع summer training بشكل عام because I like to split الفن من الكارير, but it depends on your personality. يعني if you want to have a summer training like 1 month بالروتيشن الفلاني, that's amazing for you. You will get recommendations, yes, definitely. They will appreciate you just for coming, by the way. So خلينا نقول مثلا الرابع you had a summer training 1 month, okay? سنة 5 you may have an elective rotation or you may have a curriculum rotation أساسا خلينا نقول ER. You go there, you introduce yourself to the resident, you introduce yourself to the consultant, and you collide with them. You tell the senior resident that you're working with, and I need to work on research, on workshop, on community service in this field because I am interested. I am ready to work whatever you want. I'm ready to work whatever needed. And this is very important. لأنك you start actually by doing very small parts and very small pieces لين ما تبني الاكسبيرينس حقتك and you would appreciate more work وراح تضيف للwork a lot. تمام؟ فخلينا نقول مثلا بالسنة الخامسة you picked up a rotation اللي هو ER rotation, and you actually in this rotation أنت جيت وعملت خلينا نقول only collecting data. Your part was very يعني appropriate to you and to your level اللي هو collecting data. This is amazing. This is really good. بعدها collecting data خلاص أنت الآن by default your name is in a research project. ترى research project مثلا ما هو مهم إنك أنت you know the whole process, بس مهم جدا إنك you know the task that is assigned to you. مثلا you know how to target a sample, you know how to do مثلا data analysis, you know how to do خلينا نقول screening of patients. in this matter أو خلينا نقول in this behavior you would develop yourself and skills شوية شوية. خلينا نقول في سنة سادسة في الانترنشيب دائما يحصل للطالب في الانترنشيب بيك. البيك هذا بسبب الكولايد بالهوسبيتال. انت تيجي تلقى ناس مثلا كان عندكم خريج ما شاء الله محمد شلهوب العام الماضي. محمد شلهوب was amazing ما شاء الله in every neurology rotation he had with us, in every topic he was very good. الانترست حقه كان ER, I was not very surprised انه he will be accepted in ER. Once he went there he showed his interest, he did his work, he maintained his attitude, his ethical attitude and moralities, and he would be good to go. يعني حسب كم تحصل لك الفرصة اللي هي إنك تكون participating in this. And by the way, دكتور, keep in mind, it's not about how much you did work. It's about is it authentic ولا لا. Including myself. يعني CV حقتي اللي أنا قبلت فيها, and this is exactly in 2018-19 كانت جدا متواضعة بالنسبة للأبليكنتس الباقيين. لكن I maintained the authenticity حقتي في الCV and maintained the honesty. شيء أنا ما اشتغلت عليه I would not put it. أنا أساسا from a small area outside رياض, it wasn't very helpful in the activities اللي I did. ما كانت جدا تساعد ال upbringing me as a student, but I maintained that ethical ground حقتي إنه I would not add to my CV things that I did not do, and they would know. Your employee would know, by the way. in that way you maintain your integrity اللي هي أهم شيء إنك ما تخسر نفسك. ثاني حاجة you maintain your authenticity to your CV. ثالث شيء you would gain more opportunities definitely. يعني put your name out there, promote yourself. أنا interested بهذا الشيء, I need to do this thing, and you will get your chance إن شاء الله يا دكتور.
Thank you, Doctor. Just like to clarify. You think
Definitely.
that I should get to the summer rotation and ask the consultant or the senior resident if I would like to do this in your field, this research, this voluntary work, anything you recommend that. Okay. One last question: does the life recommendation that you mentioned does it matter that the recommendation itself isn't in the same field, or just like any life recommendation is good recommendation?
Any good recommendation is good recommendation.
Okay. Thank you so much.
يعني
Thanks.
ايوه طبعا في بالميديكال فيلدز بعدين يحتاجون منك نمبر معين بالانترست حقتك. يعني مثلا you need 3 recommendations or 2 recommendations from consultant in the same field you have worked on. هذا شيء standardized عالمي international wise. You need 2 recommendations from 2 well recognized consultant بالفيلد حقك. بس as an intern going to other hospital أو خلينا نقول applying for the board, any recommendation is good recommendation. ما يختلف عليها اثنين. تمام؟
Yes, thank you so much. I understand.
اوكي. خلينا نبدأ لكم بالريسنت والموست updated عشان ما أتأخر عليكم. And any questions are more than welcome إن شاء الله. طبعا this photo خلينا نقول this image is from the website of Saudi Health Commission and it's the most and recent updated one. هي تبع residency matching system ل 2022 اللي هي هذه السنة. ما شاء الله تبارك الله يوفقهم إن شاء الله. اليوم كانت الماتشنج للسبيشاليتي حقهم اللي هو فيس 1 اللي هي تبع التخصصات. طبعا هذا البورتفوليو جايز هو عبارة عن 20 points. ال 20 points هذه are what the health commission wants from you. إيش تقسيمتها، إيش المطلوب منها، كلها مشروحة هنا. طيب نبدأ بنمبر A. شوف الكاتيجوري A طالبين منكم research activity عبارة عن 6 points. الريسيرش activities هذه divided. Whatever you worked on could be applied to this. عندكم واحد. You either participated in a research activity, you get 2 points. تمام. Another thing, if you published in specified journals, you have 4 points. تمام. And usually you can use the same research اللي أنت اشتغلت عليه أصلاً في النقطة الأولى. يعني مثلاً أنت اشتغلت على research واحد وهذا الريسيرش got published. أوكي. إحنا على وقتنا كنا نقدر نستخدم الريسيرش في الفقرة رقم 1 والفقرة رقم 2. يعني هو إحنا شاركنا بالريسيرش this is 2 points. نشرناه this is 4 points. الموست recent updated أتوقع إنهم طلبوا منهم another research. يعني ريسيرش مختلف غير عن الريسيرش اللي هم شاركوا فيه. تمام. or PubMed indexed اللي هي تكون certified and trusted websites and journals for research activity to be published in. هذا الاندكس يا اما يكون بالويب تبع الساينس بلاتفورم او يكون any official Saudi Health اللي هي related journal. يعني journals recommended or trusted or validated by the Saudi Health Commission. وهذه الجورنالز تلقوهم على موقعهم هم نفسهم. تمام. هذه بالنسبة للريسيرش activity. You get 6 points if you filled all the fields. هذه الأشياء فيها. تمام. category B any postgraduate academic degree تحصل على 2 points فيها. الأكاديميك degree هذه عبارة عن any health related degree. هم ما ضيقوا عليكم أبدا. The Health Commission I'm very convinced إنهم they want the best of you. They want to push you for the best. هم طالبين منكم يا إما health related PhD, masters or diploma in the last 5 years. مثلا. And why do I like this? لأنه بعض الناس أو بعض الدكاترة their interests يختلف بمرور الوقت. عادي جدا. Don't worry about يعني guys don't worry about other people's pathways. يعني في ناس تحب إنها تدخل الريزيدنسي الآن في هذه السنة. I hope the best for you. أنا شخصيا مثلا I don't want to go into residency program this year. I want to do مثلا masters for 2 years. This will work great on your CV. They will appreciate you by the way. يعني عادي. Don't feel bad إنكم ما تدخلون الماتشing residency program at the same year. This is fine. This is more than fine. Everybody has its own path. يعني ممكن في ناس دخلوا residency program and then they want to shift their field. It's all right. عادي. You will shift السنة الجاية إن شاء الله. Do master's degree or have clinical experience اللي أنا بناقشكم فيها بالنقطة الأخيرة إن شاء الله. تمام. Number C أو خلينا نقول category C, if you volunteered in health society public activity اللي هي مثل ما شرحنا من حملات، من workshops، من whatever you want and whatever you like. تحتاج على هذه الحملة أو الوركشوب أو خلينا نقول الكامبين شهادة معتمدة. الشهادة بالعادة لازم تكون supervised by a university. تمام، أو registered association. يعني مثلا خلينا نقول جمعية MS السعودية اللي هي التصلب اللويحي. لازم تكون يعني الشهادة، مختصر الكلام هذا كله إنه لازم تكون الشهادة من وجهة معتمدة، سواء من جامعة ولا من جمعية سعودية تحت إشراف الهيئة السعودية. والشهادة اللي أنت تحصل عليها and this is very important you guys لازم تكون مختومة. الشهادة دي has to be stamped by this university أو خلينا نقول this association. تمام، لأنه الستامب هو اللي يقول لك إنك أنت you actually did your work. أوكي، هذه عليها 5 points 2.5 for each. يعني مطلوب منك حملتين أو خلينا نقول 2 society activity، نشاطين كل نشاط فيهم يكون معتمد. تحصل على 5 نقاط. Category D is if you have a strong interest in your field. Strong interest basically طريقته في الهيئة غريبة شوية. It does not make any sense by the way، بس هم مختارينها بالطريقة هذه. طريقة الهيئة to show your strong interest is to choose the specialty in more than one city. For example أنا جيت الآن دخلت البلاتفورم تبع الهيئة وجيت وقدمت على هذا التخصص في المملكة العربية السعودية. To show your interest you have to apply for خلينا نقول neurology في الرياض، neurology في الدمام، neurology في جدة، neurology في مكة. ف this is how you show your strong interest. كاتبين إنه evident by selecting consistently the preferred specialty in multiple cities. أنا to me this doesn't make any sense but this is the required of the CV في الهيلث كوميشن. تمام، يعني هم احنا على وقتنا وما زالت نفس النقطة by the way. You need to choose it in 5 cities. يعني you need to apply for neurology in 5 cities. هذه ال 5 cities will show your strong interest and by default إذا اخترتها بالخمس مدن by default تحسب لك 3 نقاط. Okay. You guys any question interrupt me anytime. Don't worry about it. بعدين category E, if you are currently employed in a full-time job as health practitioner. وهذه تعني if you have a sponsor. يعني مثلا those people who خلينا نقول ما عندهم matching ما جاهم matching residency program وكان عندهم مثلا they worked for MOH Ministry of Health or they worked anywhere وعندهم sponsor. This will get you 2 points in your CV. sponsor يعني إذا عندك أنت وظيفة contract عقد، لأنه أنت زي ما أنت عارف السبيشاليتي أو الماتشنج مختلف تماما عن العقد الوظيفي، وهذا الشيء إن شاء الله you will be exposed more بالinternship. تمام. So if you have a sponsor you will get 2 points because you are actually for now you are a full-time job. يعني هم ما راح يأكلون هم how to get you a sponsor or how to make you an employee. You're already an employee. You just need to practice your specialty. تمام. And if you have a clinical experience أقل شيء minimum 6 months you will get also 2 points. هذه CV أو هذه النقاط from A to F كلها 20% من النسبة الموزونة الأخيرة لدخولك إن شاء الله الماتشنج سيستم. النسبة الأخيرة وش هي مكونة من إيش؟ مكونة من الثلاث دوائر اللي تحت. Do you see it guys? This one SLE, GPA and CV points. تمام؟ هذه الثلاث نقاط هي اللي تصنع المحصلة والموزونة الأخيرة لك. ال SLE اللي هو سعودي لايسنس إكزام 50% من موزونتك النهائية. أوكي؟ ال GPA يعني your college GPA عبارة عن 30% and your CV points عبارة عن 20%. And Dr. Rima kindly contacted me regarding the CV points اللي هي 20%. Your GPA, this is guys your war, your battle, this is what you need to work on. And your SLE is even more and more important and heavy more يحمل وزن أثقل بالموزونة الأخيرة. Does anyone have any question regarding this portfolio? By the way, I concluded my presentation. This is the end of my presentation. Anyone have any question, any answer, any confusion? أي أحد عنده any participation? Anyone's have any worries, any fears? This is totally normal. If you have any question, this is your chance, you guys.
Yes, please.
Yes, definitely ask.
Regarding ال 2 points حقت شو اسمه، يعني يكون عندك شهادة في تخصص صحي خلال ال5 سنوات اللي عدت. يعني مثلا we are all having, يعني some of us having another bachelor degree in another specialty but it's health related، بس إنها كانت مثلا من 2015 2016، يعني more than 5 years. فهل تحسبها الهيئة أو لا؟
غالبا لا، لأنهم مرة واضحين بهذا الشيء إنه it has to be within 5 years.
Thank you.
But it is something to your CV by the way. يعني هذه ما تحسب بالهيئة حتى تبع CV، لكنها تحسب لك بالpersonal CV. And trust me دكتورة, this is what matters in life. Your personal achievements. ما هو هيكل يمشون عليه كل الناس. Did your degree added something to you? This is what matters. لكن بالهيئة هم ما يحسبونها. تمام؟
دكتورة أنا عندي سؤال.
sorry. Okay, go on.
Those regarding the letters of recommendation, do they only have to be from a physician that I rotated with, or can I get a recommendation from a physician that I worked with on a certain project or research or something that went on for a long period of time?
Any consultant, any physician around the world. تمام؟
Someone typed in the chat box saying regarding selecting same specialty regardless of city, what if I get accepted in a distant city I don't want?
That's a tricky question because you have to go to that city. Or you will apply to match next year. And خلاص, once you get accepted in this city, unless إنه في مقعد يفضى بالسيتي الأولى اللي أنت كنت تبغاها بالرغبة الأولى, then yes, you may have a chance. Otherwise, no. Your acceptance will be in your second choice.
Regarding the SLE, when do you recommend to start studying?
Internship.
Internship.
Purely personal experience. Internship. Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you so much.
Of course.
طيب برضو في أحد typed will elective count as clinical experience?
If the electives are equal to 6 months, yes.
Doctor, what about research? If I did more than 2, does it matter? Does it after 2? Does it matter in the points? I mean, outside from the CV.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. The more the mirror. بالCV the more the mirror.
In the
يعني
CV.
Yes, in the CV. هذه بالpersonal CV. That's why I combined the 2 CVs بنفس البرزنتيشن. لأنه first CV, this is your personal CV. هذه لوحتك الفنية. أبدع فيها. Do you want 16 research? Do 16. Do you want 30? Do 30. That's fine. تبع الهيئة they're asking the minimum of you guys. هم طالبين 2 researches, بس واحد منهم مثلا يكون منشور والثاني يكون you participated in. حتى مو شرط أنه يكون منشور. هذه 2 points اللي عفوا 6 points اللي بالكاتيجوري A. تمام؟
وايش what's the يعني criteria for انه ما يكون منشور؟ يعني على اي اساس؟ يمكن يعني ايش اللي يكون مطلوب منه عشان يحسبون ان you participated بس انه ما انشر؟ فهمتي قصدي؟
اي انك تكون participated. مثلا عندك انت خلينا نقول you can apply the proposal تبع الريسيرش حقك، لان البروبوزل يكون لازم مختوم من health عفوا من ethical committee مثلا بالجامعه ولا بالهوسبيتال اللي انت you're working on. مثلا احنا بالنسبه لنا عندنا الكامراك صحيح، عندنا اللي هو كينج عبد الله. ايوه، اذا كان عندك بروبوزل مختوم منه this is more than enough. This is actually proof انك انت اشتغلت على هذا الريسيرش.
تمام.
أيوة.
السؤال الثاني
that you worked. ايوه سامي دكتور.
ايه سمعتك. لو does GPA matter in any way outside from the points?
Very good question. أنا رأيي لا. هذا this is personal. This is pure personal. رأيي لا.
Okay.
إيه.
Personally بس
إيه.
oh actually
بس real life no. لأن في there is a study, there is very well defined study. لو إنه كنت عارف you would ask this question, I would give you this study. إنه those students who have average GPA they make the best residents, by the way. تمام. Keep that in mind يا دكتور once you إن شاء الله you get in your residency. لأنهم they have this kind of like compensation mechanism إنهم بعدين they have to study harder in this and this. But in real life GPA does not matter. بس data wise, yes, those who study وأخذوا GPA عالي deserve their places. يعني their data matters. Those people worked for their GPA. يعني في ناس they studied hard, they did. بس بالأخير بالهيئة مثلا عندك 30%. ما يكون في فرق كبير بين الافريج والابove average GPA، بس يكون في فرق بين الاكسلنت GPA وبين الافريج GPA. فهمت؟ يعني الجراي زون تصير larger لأن أساسا النسبة المطلوبة only 30%. ترى it's not really large percentage. فالجراي زون تكبر فيصير كل الناس متشابه الجي بي اي عندهم. but what matters بهذه المحصلة الأخيرة اللي هو SLE. how much you score in your Saudi license exam. and this is the key point to everything. يعني البيرسونال CV الفيرست بارت من my presentation هذا will get you in hospitals, will get you in the after the matching. يعني أنت الآن عندك الماتching two phases. phase number one إنك you actually get your data and get your matching بالهيئة بالتخصص. after that في another phase of matching اللي هو إن شاء الله عندنا على نهاية الشهر personal interviews. your personal data will talk about you. أما الجي بي اي هذا لا will talk about you عندك بالهيئة. it wouldn't matter a lot. يعني في مستشفيات and I need to remind you this إن شاء الله عشان بعدين تحطه في بالك. في مستشفيات لما جينا قابلنا عندهم at the door of the hospital أو at the door or at the room يطلبون منك تكتب GPA وتكتب الاسم اللي score, which is very wrong. if you ask me this is wrong. this does not talk about you أبدا نهائي. وفي hospitals لا. and there are very well respected hospitals they did not weigh a lot or خلينا نقول a lot of GPA على الGPA وعلى هذه الأشياء. بالعكس يعني في very well respected hospitals they want you to be sponsored. إذا جيت أنت regardless of your GPA لكن عندك وظيفة in somewhere else you're automatically accepted. ف depends on the agenda حقت الهوسبيتال اللي جاي تقابل عنده. فهمت الفكرة؟
ما في yes no على حسب المستشفى
yes. بس طبعا ما يعني ما تذاكر يا دكتور لازم تذاكر. طيب يعني هذه
لا ما عليك نذاكر
كويس لأن في مثلا later on in life في أشياء يفرق فيها الجي بي اي. مثلا أنت لو سألتني هو الكويستشن حقك شوية صعب جوابه، لكن لو سألتني مثلا في فرق بين 3.9 و 4.5 لا ما في فرق. نعم ممكن بالمفاضلة الشديدة إي نعم، لكن بشكل عام there is not a lot of difference. لأن مثلا بعدين إن شاء الله بس تبغى تقدم على ماستر أو خلينا نقول position إعادة أو positions whatever you want to apply تلقاهم كلهم يطلبوا لك cut point أكثر من 3.75 internationally by the way. يبغون منك أكثر من 3.75 out of 5 اللي هو above average. فthese gray lines start to blur أكثر ويعتمدون على ال personal traits اللي عندك وال personal skills و how much you worked outside of your GPA. يعني ممكن يكون عندك GPA 3.75 أوكي وزميلك ما شاء الله GPA 4 لكنك أنت عندك بالإنجليش proficiency test مثلا 99 أو خلينا نقول 95 your friend عنده مثلا 80. it depends on the place that want to recruit you as an employee. أتمنى جاوبتك صحيح أو جاوبتك بشكل واضح.
اي يعطيك العافية شكرا.
تمام. إيش في كمان يا guys؟ This is all
دكتورة
أنا بالنسبة لي خلصت. This is all as much as you need you can ask.
دكتورة can you hear me؟
أي أسمعك آمر.
دكتورة in research publication does the type of research matter? Like do they accept a case report publication?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
طيب دكتورة غادة asked what is the difference between recommendation letters versus reference letters versus live reference?
كلها نفس الشيء. all counts.
طيب,
Yeah.
another question is why not taking SMLE in the 6th year?
You can take it anytime you're comfortable to take it. The earlier, the better.
طيب, another question. Should I be the first author to get the 4 points?
هذا كان أول، لكن الآن they're not asking that. They're not requiring you to be the first author. لأن first author أتوقع في عام 2020 صار عليه a lot of debate، لأنه how much of experience we need to be to get to be the first author أصلا. يعني you guys are a student. هذا المطلب ما هو واقعي. تمام؟ To be the first author, this is amazing of you, this is excellent. بس ما هو just، يعني ما هو شيء fair. I'm guessing إنهم they omit or removed this point. You don't need to be the first author. This is not required of you. لكن you're required to participate and you're required to publish.
Oh, okay, thank you. Ghada, you can turn on your microphone.
Thank you, Rima, and thank you, Doctor. I'm Ghada, the one who asked about the differences between recommendation letters versus reference letters. يعني ما في فرق أبدا. في بعض الناس كانوا يقولون في السي في بس تحطون الريفرنس، recommendation ما تحطونها. وكذلك طريقة الطلب تختلف. بس I'm not sure.
لا, you can put whatever you like. Anyone who can recommend you, this is a strong point for you. Absolutely put it in letters of recommendations. لكن إذا أنت حابة تخترعين خانة أخرى أو تضيفين خانة أخرى اللي هي letter of reference, absolutely, why not? Anything can promote you, put it. بس don't over promote yourself. يعني في يعني بعض الابليكنتس بالانترفيوز، هذا من الفيدباك اللي أنا أسمعه، إنهم مثلا those who over promote themselves is not socially smart by the way. يعني مثلا خلينا نقول الانترست أتوقع العام الماضي اللي قابلناهم العام الماضي كان في عندهم ما شاء الله تبارك الله. أنا very convinced إنه الأجيال is getting smarter day by day. يعني أنا واثقة إنه ما شاء الله دفعتكم بتكون better than ours in a lot of years. لكن it does not make sense لشخص في السنة السادسة أو خلينا نقول intern to have 3 languages and to master it all. And we have seen this in CVs. يعني كونك تعرف 3 words ordo من الغسال حقكم و whatever English words that you know, you're not certified to be trilingual. فهمت الفكرة؟ What I'm trying to say is don't put unrealistic expectations of you، لأن هذا الشيء will flash back at you بالinterview. Okay? Whatever recommendations that you have and they are authentic, absolutely put it in your CV. Whether it's letter of recommendations or letter of references أو حتى personal recommendations اللي هو بعضهم يقولوا لك إيوة عادي أعطيهم my work number and they can contact me at any time. You can put it all in your CV ما في مشكلة. بس don't over promote yourself من ناحية مثلا الانترست accomplishments. في أشياء unrealistic. Those who interview you may not like it a lot. تمام يا غادة؟
تمام، شكرا دكتورة.
عفوا. Any question guys?
طيب, another question in the chat box. Can you please explain the E again?
The what? ما سمعتك.
The E.
The E. Okay. If currently employed in a full-time job. هذا قصدك؟
Yeah, I guess this is the one.
Definitely. Good question. شوفي يا دكتور أو دكتورة اللي سألت هذا السؤال. الإي category هي تتكلم لك عن حاجة إن شاء الله بعدين بس تصير intern you need to understand it. اللي هي كونك you practice a specialty does not mean you are employed in the same hospital اللي يدربك في التخصص. مثلا I'm gonna give you an example. في عندك 2 things. Your specialty not necessarily to be your sponsor. إيش يعني sponsor؟ sponsor هي الجهة الوظيفية حقتك. يعني مثلا في 2 doctors يتدربون بقسم النيورولوجي. أوكي؟ الطبيب الأول applied for neurology والمستشفى اللي يبغاه يمارس عنده التخصص، خلينا نقول الحرس provided you with contract in exchange of training you بهذا التخصص. الكونتراكت هذا اسمه sponsorship contract. They sponsor you as long as you are training in this specialty إنك تشتغل عندهم. هذا عقد وظيفي. العقد الوظيفي هذا ملزوم في مستشفيات عادي، يقولوا لك بس تخلص التخصص خلاص you're free to go. أنا عقدي الوظيفي as long as you are training in this specialty I'm sponsoring you. في مستشفيات لا، they don't sponsor you. They are ready to train you بهذا التخصص، لأن أنت الجهة الوظيفية للتخصص، أو خلينا نقول عفوا المرجع للتخصص هو هيئة التخصصات، أما مرجعك الوظيفي حاجة أخرى. تمام؟ هيئة التخصصات ما توظفك، لا، لكنها تدرسك تخصص. فيقولوا لك إحنا we are more than happy to train you in this specialty، لكن لازم تجيب لك sponsorship، يعني لازم تجيب لك جهة وظيفية. ف if you are already have a sponsor، أنت هنا الآن تحصل على النقطتين، لأنك already أنت شلت عن المستشفى اللي مستعد يدرسك هذا التخصص، أنت شلت عنه وزن معين. مثلا يا دكتور، أنت خرجت الآن internship وجيت قدمت على Ministry of Health. المينستري اوف هيلث قالوا لك إي نعم تتوظف عندنا في مستشفى في الدرعية. تمام؟ it doesn't matter where you work، طالما أنت عندك عقد وظيفي في الدرعية خلاص تحصل على شيء اسمه إيفاد داخلي أو ابتعاث داخلي إنك تدرس تخصص في هذا المستشفى، لأن المستشفى هذا قال لك إياها من الانترفيوز. I'm not ready to give you sponsorship but I'm ready to train you. I accept you يا دكتور أو دكتورة، روح جيب عندك سبونسر وقابلني في بداية أكتوبر to work on your career. تمام؟ هل واضح لك الفرق بين التخصص وبين سبونسر؟ I hope so إنه واضح. إذا مو واضح عادي يقول لي أعيد، ما في أي مشكلة.
Yes, thank
يقول
you, doctor. He
يقول
said
واضح.
it's clear.
كويس كويس.
عندي
أوكي.
سؤال دكتورة لو سمحتي.
آمر أكيد. هذا كل المحاضرة لكم، يعني thanks to ريما، جيبوا لها قهوة وجيبوا لها حلا.
لو قلنا في السي في في المقابل او في السي في بشكل عام، هل كوانتيتي اوفر كواليتي في الريسيرش، ولا يعني هل الريسيرش افضل يكون significant له احسن من ان ريسيرشات كثيره اللي داخل فيها؟
In all your career life, quality is always better than quantity.
of course، بس هو المشكله انه مرات الاشياء ما هي زي كذا، يعني مرات
صحيح، كلامك
يتصرفون.
صحيح. أي كلامك صحيح. هي it's how hard you work. يعني ما شاء الله في ناس they can balance between the two. They have the quality and they have the quantity. يعني تلقى شخص عنده مثلا 3 researches and they are all published in a very validated and trusted journals. And you actually see that. It's really how hard you work. It does not matter في أشياء it feels like magnified لما تكون أنت قبل التخصص، يعني تحس إن هذه الأشياء تحت المجهر لأنها أنت تشعر بالنقص فيها، يعني you know your flaws. يعني أنا لما قدمت في الريزيدنسي، أنا why I'm telling you this because you guys are my colleagues، يعني إحنا كلنا نفس المستوى، ما في فرق. فلما قدمت I magnified all my flaws. ظنيت إنها آخر شيء ممكن أقبل فيه، ظنيت إنه كل هذه الفلاws is gonna يعني come back to me. But stick to your authenticity, stick to your quality. يعني if you worked on one research and this is all you can get لكن كان شغلك 100% فيه، trust me this is all you need. لأنك بس تدخل residency later on you find out إنه أي شيء اشتغلت فيه as a student actually does not matter. And your career life is more difficult than just the research in your student life. فهمت الفكرة؟ يعني بتشتغل على research is a complicated process، يعني تشوفها بعدين as more trustful process انت تحتاج تكون very dedicated to عشان تقدر تنشرها للpublic للhealth، يعني for people's health and for people interest. يعني it's not just a work of a student. وصدقني program directors those who interview know that and you need to rely on that. يعني نعم ممكن يكون في شخص عنده 6 publications but their paper is weak and they know how to يعني judge
Controls.
that paper. Yeah, judge that paper. They know how to judge that paper. فيعرفون إن this is a weak paper, this is not a good paper, this is خلينا نقول من التايتل you can know that this is a very poor paper, this is a very work paper. It does not have always to be wow and عندك 6 or 7 researches. لكن ممكن يكون عندك one research you actually worked for it and it's validated and it's published. اي نعم ممكن ما يجيب لك نقطتين بالهيئة، ممكن تجيب 4 نقاط لأن this is the اللي تقدر تنشره الببليكيشن عندك، هذا ممكن تحصل على النقطة. بس ممكن يطلبون منك واحد ثاني بالنسبة للبارتيسيبيشن only. فهمت؟ نعم ممكن تخسر النقطتين هذه بالهيئة لكن تكسب نفسك بالسي في، تكسب نفسك بالانترفيو your self integrity. تمام يا دكتور؟
تمام شكرا.
طيب شهد you can go on.
تفضلي يا شهد.
السلام عليكم دكتورة، الله يعطيك العافية.
حياك الله.
بس كنت بسأل، أنا أبغى أتعلم لغة الإشارة، هل تعرفين أي أماكن يعني أي مكان مفيد أو؟
That's wonderful يا شهد, wonderful. Can I ask why do you want to learn it?
بس هو interest يعني من زمان أبغى أتعلمها بس ما.
That's wonderful. I think it's gonna look amazing on your CV as well. أماكن لا والله ما أعرف and I wish I can help you. بس وش رأيك إذا لقيت مكان أرسل الريمة تقول لك إذا تعرفك ريمة.
شكرا. أنا لقيت يا دكتورة لقيت شو اسمه برنامج اسمه إشارتي، بس تعلمت هو دورات بسيطة بس ماني متأكدة هل هي معتمدة تصير بعدين ولا لا.
No, don't work on anything that is not validated أو شيء ما بالأخير يعطيك شهادة معتمدة. طبعا of course you should always work on your interest عادي. يعني أنا شخصيا أقرب أشياء ما لها أي علاقة في الحياة في الواقع في الدنيا في اللي براكتس حقي just for pure interest. This is amazing. بس I don't plan to add it to my CV. If you plan to add it in your CV don't settle بشيء أقل من شيء معتمد. أبدا لا ترضين إلا بشيء معتمد جدا لأنك you're gonna work on it, you love it, you're gonna learn it. So learn it the right way. Always do it the right way. فأنا أنصحك إنك تدورين إلا ما تلقين جمعية في السعودية خصوصا إنك إذا كنتي في الرياض and add it to your CV. This is amazing and this is يعني أتوقع extra level communication skills.
أوكي شكرا يعطيك العافية.
عفوا بالتوفيق يا شهد.
طيب دكتورة, someone asked, will USMLE drop the requirement for SMLE?
عيد السؤال الله يعافيك.
Will USMLE drop the requirement for SMLE?
What do you mean by this question?
I'm not sure صراحة. يعني someone
خليني أشوف.
yeah, you can access the chat box.
Okay, كيف? How can I access this? Okay, I'm not very old, yeah, guys. بس I think something in my setting.
موجود in the tab.
I'm trying to tap chat, but I'm not finding anything.
I think what they mean is if they do USMLE, the grade is used instead of SLME.
No, absolutely not. No, it will not use. It will not be used. If you worked on USMLE, you guys need to go out and take your degree abroad. As simple as that. بس ما تكون replacement. ال USMLE score is not a replacement for SMLE. إذا كان هذا سؤال الدكتورة إن شاء الله سؤالها.
Okay, واضح. طيب, another question, from where we can study for SMLE?
Good question. SMLE in my years كان في عندنا question banks وكان في عندنا مراجع بس ال question banks كانت 10 times more helpful من المراجع. I am a bookworm وكان هذا الشيء يعني got me very low grade على ال first try بالاسمبلي، لأنك when you try to scan read everything you actually will miss the important points. I changed my way and I recommend you to do that. أي شيء ما حصلتوا على result, change the way you approach it. And I went on with the question banks. كانت amazing question banks and it will get you the grade that you want. But you need to be committed لهذه ال question banks. هذا الكلام مثل ما قلت لكم أرجع أقول لكم 2018 2019. في 2020 21 طلع عندهم بانك جديد question bank جديد. It's like a database أكثر من 25,000 سؤال and it's all يعني كله يحتوي على كل الأسئلة المهمة بالاسم دي. And people are actually getting very high grades ما شاء الله very high scores depending on that question bank. الquestion bank هذا اللي يفيدونكم فيه صحيح وبالدقة الدفعة اللي تكون على طول قدامكم، يعني الدفعة اللي نجحت قدامكم اللي هم matching system خلينا نقول 22 أو 23. إذا كنت أنت سادس اسألي matching system 22. إذا كنت مثلا خامس أو رابع ask الدفعة اللي على طول قبلك بالضبط، يعني اللي انقبلوهم. They will have more updated idea.
طيب clear, thank you. Another question. هل في إمكانية أعرف الأجندة قبل المقابلة؟
Absolutely. في عندك بالعادة ولا سنتر بيرسل لك إيش الأشياء اللي بيسألك فيها. Not a single center. بيقولون لك الأشياء requirement اللي يبغونها منك بالمقابلة. مثلا يبغون منك نسخة من السي في، يبغون منك نسخة من الوثائق اللي أو مثلا إيميل يجيك حتى قبل المقابلة، إيميل يجيك إنه ارسلي لنا مثلا السي في تبعتك وارسلي لنا الهوية الوطنية وأشياء requirement as a routine based. لكن every interview is different from the other. بس في أسئلة كده it's like a common knowledge. طبعا again this is personal experience. كل السنترز يسألونها in a way or another. مثلا introduce yourself. This is a very important question. كم عندنا يا ريم كم أنتوا شخص الآن بهذه المحاضرة؟
تقريبا 44.
ممتاز. طيب أتمنى أنكم كلكم تستفيدون يا رب. هذا أتوقع أنه جاني هنا. I'm seeing the chat now. طيب بالنسبة خليني أشوف هذا. خالد سأل سؤال صح يا ريما. Taking Canadian license exam will be very beneficial on CV if I'm going to take some million residence here. Yes, definitely. أيوة يا خالد. Yes, absolutely. The more you are licensed, the better for you. And the earlier you are licensed, the earlier, the better chance to get a chance abroad. يعني to get the board abroad. If you are licensed very early in the Canadian or the American, apply for match as hard as you can. كل سنة apply للماتش في كندا وفي أمريكا. بالنسبة للسؤال اللي قبل هذا السؤال، هل السنترز يعطونا الأجندة ولا لا؟ لا، ما راح يعطونك الأجندة، لكن في أشياء basics. يعني مثلا introduce yourself, and this is a question you have to master. You guys, this is very important. How to introduce yourself is going to set the base for the entire interview. يعني مثلا if you started your question introduce yourself and you hesitated in the way you answer ولا ما كانت الانسر حقتك sufficient, it may affect the entire interview for you. فمثلا introduce yourself in 5 minutes. You need to introduce yourself in 5 minutes and master the time. And you need to be punctual in your time. 5 minutes means 5 minutes. 4 minutes means 4 minutes. فalways prepare. And first question you will encounter is introduce yourself. تمام. And introduce yourself has to be in English, in very good English. Some centers عادي ممكن يغضون الطرف إنك أنت تقلب بين اللغتين because this is the bilingual. وعلى فكرة هذه لعنة المتعلمين على ما قالوا. It's a curse إنك تبدل بين two languages. It's a sign of intelligence, by the way, but it's not very helpful in interviews. مثلا introduce yourself. Why do you want to choose our center? This is the second question you need to be prepare yourself to. Introduce yourself. Why do you want our center? Why the field الفلاني. مثلا خلينا نقول if you want to be specialized in internal medicine, why in internal medicine? And some centers actually more fun. Do you watch movies? Do you read books? They want to get to know you as a human more. تمام؟ فأتوقع إنه the best advice is just to be yourself. أو أحيانا it's not a great advice لأنه myself ما تعجبني أصلا. But being yourself actually will get you يعني authentic answers, honest answers. Always be honest, be yourself. وجاوب الأشياء اللي أنت تعرفها بالحياة. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a classical question دائما يسألونه. ودائما اسألوا الدفعة اللي قبلكم. And why I'm telling you this لأنه الأشياء اللي أنا أعلمكم إياها اليوم this is basics. بس في أشياء upgraded و updated every year. فاللي يفيدونكم فيها أكثر شيء هم الدفعة اللي قبلكم. تمام؟
Okay, واضح. Thank you. Another question: are both USMLE and SMLE score good on CV?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. محمد صح اللي سأل محمد؟ Yes محمد. Yeah.
طيب دكتورة وصلنا عند رغد يعني you can
رغد سؤالك what is the mean good score for SMLE؟ على وقتنا كان above 80 بس ما شاء الله تبارك الله الدفعات are getting smarter and smarter and they getting more manipulative regarding هذا التست. ف the mean good على وقتي above 80, the mean good على وقتكم probably above 90 probably. طيب how data collector role of research is counted. Anything you contribute يا علا anything you contribute to the research هو من حقك ومن أبسط حقوقك to be added, your name to be added in the research. Data collection is a tiring work by the way وبالعادة يعطى للstudents وللinterns فkeep in mind that you have to make sure إنه اسمك راح يضاف للresearch later on. Anything you contribute للresearch is contribution. خلاص يعطيك الحق إنه اسمك يضاف. بالنسبة لسلام محمد if I had a work experience for 1 year after my bachelor will it count clinical experience? Yes, definitely. Any work experience above 6 months is clinical experience. خالد جاوبنا سؤالك. طيب so USMLE is not bad to mention on CV if you're planning to do residency locally. This is good يا خولة, this is a good question. للأسف هذا الشيء depends on the mood of the program directors لأنهم أحيانا يقولوا لك you're not serious about your local program. probably USMLE you're planning to go outside, you're planning to take outside. بس أنا أعتقد إنه هذه فكرة يعني غبية من تجاه يعني whoever interviewing you. بالعكس it tells me that إنه هذا applicant is serious about his life and serious about يعني his career life. And if he wants to go outside إحنا نحتاج نفكر more than just local programs. إحنا نحتاج نفكر أكثر من أنفسنا وأكثر من مجرد مستشفى واحد. If he wants to go outside this is for the benefit of everybody مو بس شخص ولا شخصين. it really whatever your mind tells you. إذا أنت تبغى تحطينها بالسي في this is good for you. بس I think I know your point لأنه بعض الزملاء من عندنا قالوا إنها it may sound very rude. لكن it honestly just sounds how serious you are about your career. طيب سلام again first bachelor before medicine just to make sure. What do you mean يا سلام؟ ارجع اكتب السؤال. الباتشولر ديجري اللي هي البكالوريوس اللي الآن إن شاء الله راح تتخرج منه اللي هي بعد ما تتخرج من الجامعة this is bachelor degree. أوكي بعدها البورد اللي هو التخصص نفسه. إذا هذا سؤالك عادي.
Yeah doctor she meant for like stream 2 students.
stream 2 هذول شطار. stream 2 أعرف stream 2 I met them in the hospital بس كيف طريقة سؤالها ممكن تساعديني؟
Okay, she just wrote if I had a work experience for 1 year after my
first bachelor, will it count? Yes, absolutely. It counts. طيب في دكتورة نقطة E هي نفسها اللي يشتغلون سيرفيس. Yes هي نفسها يا أبرار. E عادي أنت تشتغلين سيرفيس تشتغلين whatever you want to as long as you have a hospital يعطيك كونتراكت عقد عمل ويطلعك إيفاد تدرسين هذا التخصص. أنا بشرح لك إياها مرة ثانية لأن هذه نقطة ترى مرة مهمة نيو كارير. مثلا خلينا نقول إنه أنت يا أبرار من حايل، أوكي، وعندك مستشفى بحايل مستعد هذا المستشفى يوظفك، أعطاك عقد وظيفي، طبعا طبيب عام، أنت لما تجين تشتغلين سيرفيس أنت تشتغلين طبيب عام. جت التخصصات وما شاء الله قدمتي وطلع لك تخصص بالحرس، طلع لك بيدياتريكس والماتشنج حقك بالحرس. تجين تاخذين ورقة من مستشفى حايل إنه أنت جاك تخصص، لو سمحتوا أعطوني إيفاد أو ما يعرف بالابتعاث الداخلي I want to study specialty. طبعا هذا الهوسبيتال اللي بحايل هو السبونسر حقك، هو السيرفيس حقك، هو الكونتراكت الوظيفي حقك. تاخذين هذه الورقة تدرسين تخصص بالحرس، بعد ما تخلصين تخصص بالحرس ترجعين لحايل تخدمين عندهم بعدد السنين اللي بتعتي فيها. يعني إذا درست تخصص 4 years مثلا، خلينا نقول pediatrics 4 years، خلاص تروحين تشتغلين بحايل 4 years or any other hospital من Ministry of Health. فهمتي؟ يعني anywhere of Ministry Health، لكن لازم أنت you repay هذه ال4 سنين. بعضهم عادي ما يطلبوا repay، بس هذه فكرة العقد الوظيفي أصلا، إنه الهوسبيتال هو اللي يوظفك. تمام؟ How to get summer بالنسبة لمحمد how to get summer training other than mandatory electives. I don't know صراحة. I never did summer training. I'm against summer training. لكن أتوقع اللي يفيدونكم بهذه الأشياء اللي هم السكرتيريا أكثر شيء يعني. طيب بالنسبة لخالد، عادي أخذ الدبلوم خلال سنة الامتياز وتحسب. yes definitely if you can do that يا خالد علمني. طيب did we miss anything يا ريما؟
لا دكتورة، أتوقع you covered them all، بس في يعني more question تحت.
عادي if your time allows I'm free. أنا اليوم
Sure.
فضيت. طيب لو ما كان في سبونسر هل أقدر أشتغل تحت مظلة الوزارة خلال الريزيدنسي؟ فهمتك يا علا. شوفي، لو ما عندك سبونسر في شيء اسمه عقد طبيب متدرب. and I did not mention that not to confuse you شوية. عقد الطبيب المتدرب هو عقد يعطونك إياه وزارة الصحة just to take your training. يعني هم يوظفونك وزارة الصحة، بس أنت بالدقة accurately أنت ما عندك مرجع وظيفي، أنت فقط موظفة لأجل التدريب فقط. طبعا يعطونك راتب وراتب محدد وواضح، لكن once you're done with your training خلاص أنت ما أنت موظفة. you have to look for another job. هذا عقد الطبيب المتدرب. it is my least favorite thing اخترعوه وزارة الصحة. but yes you do have a choice. you actually have a choice. What about the internship before MD? It will count as a clinical experience. لا any year any سنة تطبيقية نسميها أو سنة امتياز تابعة لشهادة معينة ما تعتبر clinical experience. يعني مثلا سنة الامتياز اللي تابعة للباتشلر ديجري حقتنا للميديسن ما تعتبر ما تعتبر clinical experience.
طيب دكتورة I guess this is it. Thank you so much. It was يعني very insightful and engaging. Yeah, okay. So thank you so much. We very much enjoyed the discussion. Thank you very much.
حياكم الله anytime. وأتمنى إني جاوبت كل الأسئلة. ترى أنا تو طلع لي دشات. I'm not old you guys. I'm literally as your age. بس ما أعرف أستخدم مايكروسوفت تيمز كثير. If you have any question you are more than welcome to email me anytime and to contact me anytime. And I feel you. I feel the confusion اللي أنتم تحسون فيه. This is very normal. Very 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 normal. We tend to magnify الأشياء اللي إحنا نحس فيها بالanxiety. بس صدقوني a lot of people have passed through the same pathway. عادي جدا. و you guys are welcome anytime. و you are doing very great. تراكم ما شاء الله rotations, clinical wise, theoretical wise, and I believe in you hugely. We thank you to Rima again للي نظموا هذه الفكرة. يعني ما شاء الله تبارك الله. I feel this is amazing way و amazing arrangement إنه الجامعة نفسها helps other people and helps يعني its applicants أصلا. I hope I covered everything. أكيد ما في أي سؤال ثاني.
You did. Thank you so much. يعطيك العافية
الله
دكتورة.
You can give them my email if you want to يا ريما، ما عندك أي مشكلة عادي. And see you
Yeah.
soon إن شاء الله. I'll see you as a future colleagues إن شاء الله. تمام.
Thank
Wish
you
all
very
the
much.
best.
Thank you. إن شاء الله.
You